AHAVA blessings and welcome to all of you in this new week that we are journeying into. So this is some Desert Rose guidance, and today we will be talking about the phases of the moon. Of course, we're going to talk about the full moon in Taurus with the lunar eclipse, and I am just going to give some insight on how to navigate this and how to align with these energies, and also share a message, a channeling from Mary Magdalene. And so we must remember always that cycles are prophetic. When we enter into a cycle with awareness and with consciousness, something is revealed to us. And just another reminder that the moon represents our incarnational experience on a very mystical level. And on an inner level, we know that the moon is our inner world, our emotions, and our energy, our water. So let's go into the moon phases. Now we are still currently in Hilma. And remember that Hilma means dreams. So we will be in Aries until the 7th of November, when we enter into Taurus, and then we will go into, on November the 8th, the full moon in Taurus with the lunar eclipse, and this is the Nikutta phase. Now before the 8th, which will be the Sunday, of course, and Monday, before the 8th, we're still in the phase of Hilma, right? And the phase of Hilma in the Aramaic technology is all about our dreams, our prophetic vision. Are we visualizing? Are we connecting? And more than projecting, right? Because a lot of times, I'm not saying projecting is bad, projecting is important, but if we're always projecting, we're not in the present moment, and life is happening now, right? The infinite possibilities are happening in this moment, not in the future and not in the past, because if we see it this way, we're placing a limit on our infinity. So this is very important as we go into or continue to be in the Hilma phase, which is all about our dreams. So Hilma means dreams, of course, in Aramaic, but also the holy desires, right? How those holy desires that we have in our heart, that longing that is sacred, that is holy, it's not a longing that comes from the ego. How would it feel if that longing were to be fulfilled, right? And so we can connect to this dream, we can connect to this vision, and also Hilma are the messages that we are receiving, either through dreams, through prophecy, through channeling. So it is a very clean moment if you have any powerful messages to write them down. And then on the 8th, we go to the full moon, which again is the Nikutta. So the Nikutta is the divine feminine mystery revealed. We know that the moon, when she is full, she is about to reveal something powerful to us. We have a powerful awakening of the serpent energy, the Kundalini. She is in her full force and full manifestation. This is why meditation is so important. Drinking a lot of water is so important. Doing activities that raise our frequency, raise our vibration. All of this is very important. Why? Because the full moon represents that which is being revealed. And she is so abundant, right? Like a pregnant woman who's about to give birth, she's super abundant. And then after we go to, and I'll talk about the full moon in Taurus in a minute. And after the Nikutta, we go into the waning gibbous phase, which will be there until the 12th. And here we have the Rachme, the compassion. This is very powerful because on the 11th, we have our 11/11 portal, which is actually my favorite portal. I love all portals and high holy days, but number 11 for me is so special because it is vibration. It is sound and it is infinity. And when we connect to the frequency of number 11 and we work with the sound current, we're actually connecting to the infinity within our words. Our words actually contain the codes of the universe, and manifestation is more powerful. We embody, the word becomes more powerful as well. So we have this amazing portal, and I am offering an 11/11 Malkuta Infinity activation, which I have been doing since 2012. So it's the 10th year anniversary, and every year it just gets more powerful and more powerful. And what we do, what I facilitate, is energy work with infinity and using different sacred sounds from different traditions, because I've lived in many different countries and from different mystery schools, to activate and align with this portal, and then take these teachings and have them with us so that we can navigate or use the number 11 in our life, right? And so this is a very, very powerful portal. Again, Malkuta means divine earth, and it's accessing our divine earth through infinity, remembering that we are infinite. And so compassion in that waning gibbous stage after the full moon, you know, the Rachme, compassion is such a high energy, frequency, state, presence, experience. And it is something that all of us are working to attain, right? And Yeshua spoke a lot about compassion. A lot of his teachings are based on compassion. And compassion is just that beautiful unity of masculine and feminine, knowing that it is an energy that works together always, right? Because we tend to think that the masculine and the feminine, oh, they're in conflict within us. I have to heal my feminine, I have to heal my masculine. It's so crazy, because if we look at nature, all of nature has these two energies working together in unity. The natural aspect and expression of the masculine and the feminine is to work together in unity, right? This is the natural aspect. So if we were to leave the mind a little bit and leave our traumas, and just allow ourselves to be in the present moment, connecting with the heart, we would see the unfolding of this beautiful lovemaking of these two energies in a very natural way, just like it is in nature. And when this happens, we have an activation, we have an upgrade, and compassion is an upgrade. Compassion is connected to the AHAVA chakra, which is the higher octave of the heart chakra. And this is where we know that we can hold space, we can help without allowing our own experiences, right? Our own culture, our own programming to be mixed into who or what we are dealing with. Compassion needs neutrality, and neutrality is attained in that beautiful lovemaking within us, the alchemical marriage of the lover and the beloved, right? The king and the queen. So it's so beautiful to have the Rachme after the full moon, because, you know, we always release something on the full moon. It could be anything, right? It could be something that's bothering us for the past few weeks, or something in that moment that is a revelation, right, that we release. But what we should release always is we should shed one of the layers that are false. There's so many false layers. So if we align with this technology, with the moon cycles, one of these layers will fall. And then we come closer to the heart, we come closer to divine union, we come closer to the Rachme, the compassion. So I just want to talk a little bit about, give a little bit of guidance of how I'm feeling this full moon in Taurus with the lunar eclipse. And it is true that we have Mercury, Venus, and the Sun in Scorpio. It is a very powerful moment right now. We're in the middle of this eclipse portal. And just remember that an eclipse, the energy of an eclipse penetrates, goes into the electromagnetic field of the earth, right? And so we are all affected. We are affected individually and collectively when this happens. And another thing about eclipses is that they accelerate energy, they accelerate experiences, and so that everything that we are experiencing is expanded. If we are feeling joy, the joy is expanded. If we are feeling sadness, the sadness is expanded. If we are feeling fear, that is expanded. So in an eclipse portal, we are called to be very mindful with our thoughts, with our energy, with our body, with the food that we put into our body, especially in a lunar eclipse, because since the energy accelerates, depending on if that food is healthy or unhealthy, it will accelerate the toxicity or the goodness, right? And so it's very, very important to take the portal of the eclipse and use it as a cleansing, as a connection, and a presence, being present. And so when we think of Taurus, we know that Taurus is all about the land, connecting with the earth, grounding, manifesting, resources, having a roof over our head, being comfortable, pleasure, food, all of that is Taurus. But if we look at Taurus on a very mystical level, Taurus is the zodiac sign of Hathor, the goddess of love, of dance, of sound, of creation, right? Of art, of creativity, of choreography, learning how to choreography our life, learning how to make our life a dance so that there is harmony in the co-creation within everything that we are bringing forth. So we tend to think of Taurus, and because a lot of people have asked me, right, in the lunar eclipse, what's going to happen, we're going to really have to take a good look at our resources. And actually what I'm feeling, and maybe you're feeling this too, is remember that a lunar eclipse, the earth becomes between the moon and the sun. There is a total darkness, right, that can last 30 minutes to 2 hours. Doesn't last a long time. Total darkness, right? That darkness is that infinity, getting us ready for the infinity of the 1111. And that darkness sometimes can be scary. You know, ancestrally, some cultures were scared of lunar eclipses because of that darkness. But that darkness is the void. That darkness is the essence of creation, right? And that darkness is what we experience in a lunar eclipse. So it's a very feminine energy, and the moon is already feminine, right? Very, very feminine energy. So what if we took this lunar eclipse and, of course, connected with our emotions, in awareness and in presence with what we are feeling, because it will be expanded, and we need to learn how to listen to our emotions to understand why we are feeling this way and what is the guidance that they are giving us. But at the same time, what if we were to bring in more of that aspect of art, of creativity, of music, of dancing, right, of enjoyment, of abundance within an expression of the divine feminine, right? Because if we're only going to be worried about this Taurus energy, of course, remember that the eclipses happen because of the nodes, and we have Taurus in the north node, so it is actually a very beautiful eclipse if you want to see it like I am. So if we're looking at the north node, yes, it's new ways of creating the earth, a new humanity, new ways of doing resources, but also new ways of relating, new ways of manifesting, right? It's not just, oh, let's create a new system of currency, so now we have a different currency. Why do we want to change that currency? I mean, I'm sure you know why. Why are we replacing things, right? So let's go back to the intent, Taurus, Hathor, the Hathor energy, Venus energy. Let's go back to the intention. We want a new recreation of things. We want to create new things because we want more of an equality, right? We want more of people to live in that divine earth, something different, something that is not based on control, manipulation, right? We know that already. It's called patriarchy. You can call it whatever you want, but a new earth where there is a womb-based society. When I say womb-based, I'm not saying matriarchal or patriarchal. Womb-based. We are all working together in community. We are all working together to bring in something new, right? So what if we were to bring something new and recreate, right? Because this is happening. This is going to be happening within us. We're going to be questioning ourselves about this. What if we could bring more of our desire into the earth through creativity, through love, through music, through art, through chanting, right? Bringing more of this into the earth, because when we look back, and when I connect with Taurus and in this, because Taurus is the Pleiadian energy too, I always remember Khatur, and in her beautiful temple where the priestesses were trained, and priests too, I'm sure, but where the priestesses were trained, what did they learn? They learned how to play music, they learned how to dance, they learned how to sing, they learned how to create art, and they learned how to manifest through sound. So what if we could bring our focus in these beautiful qualities during this eclipse, taking time to dance, taking time to chant, taking time to write, to do creativity, to connect with our creativity, to do things in a different way, to bring in something new into our life. Move away from the mind, right? Move away from what we think or how we think things should be, and start to choreography, bring in a choreography for the life that we want to create, which is ultimately what Khatur teaches us. So anytime we have the presence of Taurus in a lunar eclipse, we are being activated by the Pleiadian energy. We are being activated by Khatur, and her message as a Venusian expression is that bring more love into our physical experience, into the human experience. Bring more love, be love, right? Create more love, dance more love, chant more love. And so when we navigate this lunar eclipse and the full moon, let us allow ourselves to expand in that beautiful energy, right? When I believe firmly in creation spirituality, and creation spirituality is after the spirituality that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene followed. It's when we align in Shelah, in prayer, through creativity, right? And that creativity could take any form. And when we're having this full moon in Taurus with that lunar eclipse, let us take the goodness, the good that we can receive from this, and stop focusing on the other, right? Let us bring in these qualities of Khatur and let us expand them in this beautiful lunar eclipse. So I just want to read a little message that I have, that I want to share from my book, Mary Magdalene and the Teachings of the Desert Rose. So, you are always in the process of becoming. This is the infinite expression of you as creation. I come to bring you a message of hope and truth. The first rays of a new dawn are emerging from the ancient shadows of the great Mother of Wisdom. And this is what I feel in this lunar eclipse. This light will remind humanity of its true song, the song that reminds you that you all originate from the same source. The initiation is now through the codes of light, sound, right? Khatur. In the next few days, the scent of roses will permeate the air, the ley lines will be cleared, and sacred sites reactivated. This is Taurus, right? And you can feel it. I'm getting ready to go on retreat to facilitate a retreat in Glastonbury in a few days. And I can already feel the energy of the land awakening powerfully because of this eclipse, the ley lines, the land. The Blessed Divine Mother joins in union with the Blessed Divine Father, compassion, to birth the Holy Child within you. To receive the codes of light, you must activate the Holy Spirit, the divine feminine presence, and she is activated through prayer. She will show you how to serve. And as my beloved Yeshua said, only those who serve can truly rule. Only those who serve can enter the kingdom. So much seems to be buried and long forgotten, and the breath of the Holy Spirit, as she bridges heaven and earth will bring truth again to humanity. You must know how to dance with the divine feminine. Again, the dance. She is within. She is the indwelling presence. Do not continue to keep her in exile. Rescue her and you shall rescue yourself. As you get to know the divine feminine within and embody her, you are creating space for the divine masculine to emerge as a powerful defensor of the soul. This starts to create an inner wholeness that is then reflected in your outside world as complete wholeness. In this wholeness, you can manifest the kingdom of heaven, the Malkuta. You must remember that the creative divine power of Alaha is actually co-creative. He, she needs your help. You are not created as puppets or victims. You are in a beloved partnership with Alaha, and when you make space for this partnership and serve Alaha, Alaha will serve you. When Yeshua and I performed healings together, these were seen as miracles, and they were, and they are. These miracles were a manifestation of our union. There is only one law you must learn from Yeshua and I, Mary Magdalene, the law of love. Amen. So, let's chant. We're going to chant Alaha Rachme, and this is a beautiful chant. Good way. You can even do this on the full moon. I'm actually going to spend the full moon with my students in the Aramaic alchemy course, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to chant Alaha Rachme. Alaha Rachme, Rachme, womb of compassion, Alaha, the connection of all, the totality, the sacred union. So we're talking about the womb of infinity. And this is a beautiful mantra to embody, activate the Magdalene womb. Alaha Rachme. you so much. Just leave your reflections, your comments. I love to read all of you, and I will put a little link in for a beautiful practice that you can do this week. AHAVA.